Welcome to Intermountain Opera Bozeman's Opera Bingo. My name is Michael Saker. I am the Interim Artistic Director of Intermountain Opera Bozeman. This is our company's first ever fully virtual event. Tonight we're combining two beloved games, Classic Bingo and Name That Tune. Don't worry if you don't know opera or you think you don't know opera. You might be surprised just by how many tunes you recognize. There will be a lot of hints, and at the very least, you can sit back and enjoy a wonderful evening of performances. I'll explain how the game works in just a moment, but first I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the land that Intermountain Opera Bozeman occupies. Tonight's singers and I are coming to you from all over Montana and all over the country, but we are gathering now as representatives of Intermountain Opera. And so we want to acknowledge and honor the many Indigenous custodians on whose territory Intermountain Opera Bozeman now stands and whose historical relationships with the land continue to this day. As we get ready to play tonight, now would be a great time for you to download your bingo card if you have not done so already. There should be a link beneath this window and also one in the comments section. You can either print out the bingo card as I have done here, or you can play on your device, your personal device. While you're getting that set up, I'm very pleased to introduce some friends that you'll be hearing and seeing this evening. First up, and I am so honored to introduce this woman, Mayor of Bozeman, Cindy Andrus. Welcome, Mayor Andrus.
Well, good evening, and I'm so pleased to be joining you this evening. I'm very excited and looking forward to this event.
Mayor Andrus has served on the Bozeman City Commission for the past 10 years, including her current term as mayor. She is an avid arts supporter and currently serves as the chairman of the Montana Arts Council. She also serves on the Montana Heritage Commission and the National Assembly of State Arts Agencies. Mayor Andrus, welcome, and tell us quickly a little bit about your history and experience in opera.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have enjoyed opera somewhat. I'm not able to go all of the time, but I always laugh. I like to tell my favorite opera story, which is when I was newly married, I was getting my husband introduced to opera. And so we had gone to see a few of them, and we were at, I think it was our third opera, and it was intermission. And he got up to, I thought, use the restroom. And intermission was over, and he didn't come back, and it started, and I didn't know where he went. And finally, he kind of came strolling in almost at the end. Well, he had decided he was going to take a stroll downtown and ended up having a beer at a bar and evidently lost track of time. But he later told me that that was probably the end of his opera career. But I went to a few more by myself and really do enjoy listening to opera, even though I don't understand it a lot. But it is something that I enjoy, and it's part of my continued learning, I guess, is what I would say. So I'm very excited to be here and to hear folks sing and learn a little bit more about opera tonight.
Well, I hope your husband is watching tonight. So this is definitely meant for both aficionados and novices this evening.
Thank you.
Going in order of high voice to low voice, soprano Caitlyn Sisler is returning to Intermountain Opera Bozeman following her 2014 performance as Josephine in Gilbert and Sullivan's HMS Pinafore. She has performed leading roles with Madison Opera, Dayton Opera, Tacoma Opera, Opera Coeur d'Alene, and Winter Opera St. Louis. She is also actually a regular collaborator with the Cascade Quartet in Great Falls, Montana. And were it not for COVID, she would have made her Bozeman Symphony debut this spring in Carmina Burana. She's coming to us from Missoula, Montana. Welcome, Caitlyn.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Isabelle Anthony, also a soprano, recently graduated magna cum laude from Yale College. She is the artistic director of the Opera Theater of Yale College. And while at Yale, she also starred in the title role in GNS's Patience and Luigi Rossi's Orfeo. And she also sang Laurie in Copland's The Tenderland. She is no stranger to Montana, having sung with Bozeman's Roots in the Sky Chamber Choir and also the Crossing Choir at the Warren Miller. Speaking of the Warren Miller, Isabelle also has served as communication coordinator with the Warren Miller. Welcome, Isabelle.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Mezzo-soprano Tasha Anderson is a native Montanan. Opera News has described her as a warm and elegant mezzo, also emotionally rich, a mezzo with flair, vivacious, and a wild one. She sang the title role in The Tragedy of Carmen with Tri-Cities Opera and Charlottesville Opera. And she's also performed recently with Chautauqua Opera, Odyssey Opera, Utah Festival Opera, and the Opera Company of Middlebury. She is currently living in her hometown of Helena, Montana, with her fiancé next to her, Michael Gray, tenor Michael Gray. Michael has recently performed with Charlottesville Opera, Opera Omaha, Opera Southwest, Opera Carolina, and the Florence Symphony Orchestra. He has also appeared as a voice actor in radio productions with Swift Creek Mill Theater. Hey guys!
Hey!
Hello.
Great to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Let's see. Also, I should mention that Tasha and Michael are recently fianced. Congratulations. Oh, there it is.
Thank you.
And last but not least is our baritone for the evening, Christopher Holmes. Chris is coming to us not from Montana, but from just south of us, Provo, Utah, but we're not going to hold it against him. He has over 35 opera roles to his credit. He's recently performed with Austin Lyric Opera, Central City Opera, Eugene Opera, Opera Idaho, Phoenix Opera, and San Antonio Opera. His voice has been described as powerful and melodious, and he's performed with soul and passion. In Provo, Utah, he is actually on the voice faculty of Brigham Young University. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening.
All righty. So now would be, again, a great time to download that bingo card. You'll find a link in the comments section and also just beneath the screen. These are randomly generated cards. Each card is unique and they all have that free space in the center right there. You can either print your bingo card out or you can play on your computer, tablet, or phone and mark your card from there. Just know that if you're playing on your phone, you will either need to print out your bingo card or use two separate devices so you can watch the game and play on your bingo card. Here's how the game is going to work. Mayor Andrus is going to randomly select a number in her very, very fancy high-tech bingo cage. There it is. And then each number will represent a famous opera or a famous Broadway show. Based on that number, our singers are going to perform a short, recognizable solo from that opera or Broadway show. Your job is to identify the opera that solo is from, mark it on your bingo card. So, for example, let's say Chris sings Dici d'arte from Puccini's Tosca. I know, not that he ever would, but I know that Dici d'arte is from Puccini's opera Tosca, so I would mark Tosca. Once you get 5 operas in a row, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, type bingo into the comments section of this video. And then take a photo or a screenshot of your winning card and email it to our executive director, Jackie Vick, at jackie@intermountainopera.org. So again, type bingo into the comments section. I'll be watching it and then send out a screenshot or a photo of your winning card to jackie@intermountainopera.org. We have 2 prizes this evening. We have no idea how long one game is going to take, but we have 2 prizes. And those have been very, very generously donated by 2 dear Bozeman business friends, the Wine Gallery and Townshend Tea. We're so grateful for your generosity. And again, now is the time, if you haven't done so already, to download that card because we are getting ready to start Opera Bingo. Are you ready, guys? All right, here we go. Mayor, take it away.
Okay. First number is 061.
Oh, 61.
061.
Tasha, I think that's you.
I think so too. So if anyone has ever wondered what I would act like as a prepubescent boy that falls in love with every woman he ever meets, this is a good indication. Also, just a hint, This show was supposed to be done by Intermountain Opera Bozeman with Maestro Sekir, but unfortunately COVID happened. And yeah, that's all you get.
Non so più cosa sono, cosa faccio. Quali fuoco sono, ricaccio. Ogni donna che giunti calore, ogni donna mi fa palpitare. Ogni donna mi fa palpitare. Ogni donna mi fa palpitare. Sono mio amore benedetto, e si turba il sole che m'aspetta, e l'amore mi sozza.
Woo! Nice.
Very boyish, very boyish.
Tasha, have you ever sung that role before?
I have not. I've done scenes, but I've never sung the whole role.
Oh my gosh. All right, Mayor, what's up next?
All right. Next number, G56. G56.
Oh, Isabelle. Oh, another very classic tune.
All right, yes. So I get a kick out of this aria because it is one of the most, if not the most famous soprano arias of all time. And people who don't know this opera, they get this sense of like devotion, almost like it's this divine religious moment, which is hilarious because it's from a comedy. And it's a young woman who's begging her father, who's not a great dude, to let her marry her boyfriend. She's being incredibly melodramatic, threatening to throw herself into the Arno if she doesn't get her way. So without further ado, here is a super famous aria.
Woo!
Oh, beautiful, brava.
I just realized, Chris, you and I worked on that show together at the Opera Company of Middlebury. Is that right?
We sure did.
Wow. How many operas, guys? Here's a hint for everyone at home. How many operas are in, let me rephrase this. That opera that Isabelle just sang from is the last in a set of how many operas? There we go. That's a kind of a hint. Kind of a hint. All right. Mayor, what's up next?
Okay. All right. Next up is O62.
Oh.
O62.
Oh, Michael. Looks like you're up.
Okay. This aria is from an opera about an old man who sells his soul to the devil, and then it turns into a young man. That's what he sold it for, and then he falls in love. And this aria is about his first experience seeing the girl who's fallen in love with her house, and he's just admiring everything about it. So hopefully that's enough of a clue.
Oops. Let's try that again. Woo!
Hey,
Nice. Tasha and Michael, I bet a lot of our Bozeman audiences watching right now might recognize that pianist. Do you want to say anything about who was playing for you?
Yes, it's Kenneth, and we're in Thomas's beautiful studio in the Emerson. They hosted us last weekend. They were so incredibly generous to have us over and record with us. And yeah.
And we got to meet their dog. That was
They have a
probably-
really cute dog that's named Grover. And it's a schnauzer.
And he's huge.
He's gigantic, probably like 200 pounds, and he's the best.
Yeah.
But they are both so wonderful. They're together, and yeah,
it was a great way to be introduced to, Intermountain Opera and meet some board members and yeah, it was great
it was one of those moments where we haven't sung in almost a year live with anybody.
Yeah.
We've done a few little virtual things here and there, but we haven't actually created music live in person with anybody in almost a year. So all four of us were just sort of reeling that whole weekend, like, oh my God, we were all emotional. We had lunch afterwards and we are like, oh my gosh, this just filled my soul. We all needed this so badly. It was awesome.
Yeah. So it was great.
Yeah.
Great experience.
Yes.
I'm so glad you guys, I'm so glad you guys had that opportunity to make music with them. Intermountain Opera and the city of Bozeman are just, I think, so lucky to have those two around. They're wonderful.
We all are. Yep.
All right, Mayor, what's next?
All right, here we go. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this one. Oh, sorry, got stuck there. Okay. Oh, G55.
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 Caitlyn, that's you.
It's me. All right. Oh, so this particular opera has a pretty good story. Maybe it's just for me a good story, but I still find it kind of funny. So I was hired to perform this opera, and the performance dates were 2 weeks before my wedding. And this opera is about a wedding that did not end very well at all. And my husband saw the performance, and then he was starting to get cold feet. So
That's fantastic. All right, here we go.
Bruna,
Brava diva. I have a guilty admission, which is that I fell in love with that opera before I fell in love with opera in general, solely because of The Fifth Element, the movie. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, the big blue alien with all of the singing from that opera. Anyways, nerd alert. What's next, Cindy?
All right, the next number is, let's see here. I-24. I-24.
Chris.
All right. So this is one of the great paternal characters of standard opera who comes seeking his errant and sinful son. Just a quick little story that I like to repeat. This is allegedly Robert Merrill, one of my all-time favorite baritones. So this aria, it's melodically repetitive, it's strophic. It's kind of easy to get mixed up on the words a little bit. And anyways, the story goes that he got stuck on the first line for like 30 seconds. And it was, so, Di Provence, Heil Marius Vol, Di Provence, Heil Marius Vol, Di Provence. And you know, our heart goes out to anyone that gets in that kind of a situation, because we're empathetic to that as performers. But what a great story.
Bravo!
Yeah, I think I got most of those words.
Bravo. Beautiful, Chris. Mayor, before we go into the next song, I know that I mentioned earlier that you have been the chairman of the Montana Arts Council for a few years now. Can you tell us more about the Montana Arts Council?
Sure. I've been on the council now for about, I think, 17 years, if I'm not mistaken. And we have a great council members from all over the state. They're appointed by the governor. And really, we oversee dollars that we give out in grants, either education grants, grants to artists, grants to various communities, really to promote art and artists and community. So it's been a great ride. I'm really enjoying it. I also, as you mentioned, I sit on the board of the Western States Arts Federation and also the National Association of State Art Agencies. So I do a little bit of work regionally, locally, and across the country, and it's been just fabulous. Really enjoy it.
That's amazing. We are so lucky to have a mayor that is as committed to the arts as you. So thank you so much for all the work that you do.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I think it's a big part of community. I really think there's a place for this in every community. And
I completely agree. And I mean, Intermountain Opera Bozeman is using this pandemic as an opportunity to connect with more strength and on a deeper level with the members of our community. We are being forced, like every opera company, to take opera out of the opera house and bring it to folks, even if it's in their living room, virtually, like tonight's performance. So thank you again.
You're welcome. Well, let's see what our next number is, huh? All right. N37.
N37?
N like Nancy, 37.
Excellent. Isabelle.
All right. So I find that the interpretation of this character, maybe more than any other classic soprano role, fluctuates pretty wildly between a sweet ingenue, a street smart opportunist, a devious seductress, which is what I love about her. This aria in particular lends itself to a range of interpretations. I personally like to think of it as a mirthful ridicule of her new husband. This is a contentious interpretation and open for comments.
Woo! Very nice. Beautiful.
Great interpretation.
I'll also just add that Mozart, and that hopefully doesn't give too much away, was not the only one who set the story of this rather wandering eye of a gentleman in musical form. Richard Strauss did an interpretation, otherwise known as Don Juan, but that's just a hint for some of you out there. Anyways, Mayor, what's next?
Let's see. Our next number is B14. B14.
B for Bernstein. Oh, Caitlyn.
Hello. All right. So this opera was my debut as a professional singer, and talk about just going right into it, doing maybe some of the hardest stuff you can think of. I think this show is a staging nightmare. It is vocally technically exhausting, and you have to have some serious acting chops and never miss your line, which my heroic lead character did. He missed an entire entrance on one of our performances, and we had to figure out a way to get off. I had to figure out a way to talk myself off stage to find him in his dressing room and bring him back out on stage. And so our sweet, naive, heroic guy finally made it. But to be perfectly candid, it was rough.
And yet, of course, I rather like to revel. I have no strong objection to champagne. My wardrobe is expensive as the devil. Perhaps it is ignoble to complain. Enough of being basely tearful. I'll show my noble stuff by being bright and cheerful.
Fantastic.
That was awesome.
Oh, very good.
Caitlyn, I particularly enjoy all of the costume changes. Can you tell us a little bit about who's playing for you?
I would love to. So at the piano is Miss Jan Holmes. She is a Missoula-based and Montana native. She grew up in Great Falls and went to the University of Montana here in Missoula for her music degree, but she has played everywhere and continues to play to this day. And she has totally enriched my life here in Missoula. I'm so happy to know her. And I thank her for putting up with all of my costume changes for these filmings.
That's awesome. Thanks. Mayor.
All righty. Next up, we have I-19. I-19.
Chris.
Okay, so one of the great pleasures of being a baritone is the opportunity to play so many villains, so many bad boys. You know, if you're not that in real life, at least you get a chance for it on stage. And this is probably the ultimate bad boy in the repertoire. So we all know the adage, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. In this case, the tenor, who's nobility, should have probably kept this bad boy baritone a little bit closer.
La tua metà già vedo, ti spinge il tuo limone, son io, e me trascina il mio, nel quale io credo inesorato in
Hey.
That was good.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So no winners yet. Just a reminder to everyone watching at home, please mark if your bingo into the comments section of the YouTube comments. Mayor, what's next?
All right. Our next bingo number is before. Before.
Before. Tasha, one of the most famous tunes in all of opera.
Well, before we get into the singing portion, sorry, I had to. Two things, two funny stories. I spent the last time that I played this role, I spent the entire time trying not to fall in love with my counterpart. That didn't go so well because now we're engaged. So clearly I failed at that. Also, funny story, when said fiance met one of my cousins for the first time, and we told my family about this experience and how I died at the end. I'll try to not give too much away, but she cleverly said, well, it can only get better from here if you've already killed her. So
I'm not sure saying that you die at the end is exactly giving it away, since that happens in far too many operas.
True, that happens in many operas.
And she really wasn't that graceful. The first time she sang this, we were at an event at the University of Virginia doing outreach, and it was the first time I ever heard her sing. And she strutted out, you know, like she was
hot stuff.
She was hot stuff.
Super sexy.
And immediately tripped.
I did. My shoes were too big, and one of them just completely fell off. And then I was like, nothing happened. I'm still sexy.
so fun and enjoyable.
Mayor, you sound surprised.
No, I'm just loving every minute of it. I couldn't name one opera, let me just tell you, but I sure love all the music. All right, we have next up Oh 65. Oh 65.
Michael, that's you. Another one of the most famous opera tunes. Mayor, I hope that you might recognize this from, I don't know, The Voice or America's Got Talent. If you.
Yeah, it doesn't help that this tune has been sung by every famous tenor there ever was, and the most beautiful voices that the human race has ever produced. So I'm sure people will recognize it immediately. I will say that it's one of a few Puccini things on here, if that helps narrow it down. But this aria for me, this is actually the first time I've sung this aria for anybody in public. It's been kind of relegated to the shower.
I've heard it plenty of times.
Okay,
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
Woo! There it is.
Yeah.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. Before we go on, I just want to make a quick plug for an upcoming Intermountain Opera Bozeman event 2 weeks from today. We have a special event in partnership with Opera America. Opera America is going on the road virtually, and so they're making a virtual road trip stop to Bozeman. The CEO, Mark Skorka of Opera America, will be leading a virtual town hall talking about the history of opera and the state of opera today, and talking about how Intermountain Opera has played a role in that. So we encourage everyone in the Bozeman community to watch this. It's free. You can register for it on our website, and I think it'll be a really meaningful and thoughtful take on just the state of the art form and our role, Bozeman's role in it. Mark is amazing, and I hope that you are able to join us. Mayor, what's next?
Sounds good. All right. We should be getting close here.
I think so.
Right. Oh 66. Oh 66.
Oh, 66. Isabelle.
All right. Okay, so this aria has gravity because it is a beautiful, breathless moment of pure infatuation. But she's fallen for the wrong guy, like so many soprano protagonists are apt to do. Spoiler alert, she ends up dying for her love. Not that that's a spoiler. And it's such a tragic web of a story, and it's all woven around these moments of deceptive levity, this moment included. Good luck.
Beautiful.
Woo, brava!
Ah, that was lovely. Oh, 71. Oh, 71.
Caitlyn. Oh, I'm excited about this.
Me too. So I love this opera. It's very magical to me because I've had the distinct pleasure of singing every female role that you could conceive of in my voice type from this opera. This is probably the most famous number from the show, however, so enjoy.
Brava.
That was raging.
Brava, those ending consonants. Brava.
Caitlyn, you mentioned that you had sung all of the roles that you could sing in this opera. Which is your favorite, without giving away the name of the character?
So my favorite is probably the one who's the most conniving. And she is the bird woman in the show.
Oh, that's a good hint. That's a good hint. All right, Mayor, what's next?
All righty. Ooh, let's see. Oh, G52.
G52. Michael.
So this is one of, well, I'll just go ahead. I'll say it's a Mozart opera, and it's not in the movie Amadeus. So maybe that'll help a little bit. But it's a great opera about, not that I would ever do this.
Are you sure?
Two friends who try to switch and seduce each other's fiancés,
What
and
even?
to test their loyalty and their love, and they are surprisingly disappointed.
Yeah,
at
well, yeah, you would be too.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Oh, lovely.
Bravo, sir. So, anyone know what a month from today is? And there's a connection to the love song that Michael just sang?
Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's Day. And so we've got at Intermountain Opera Bozeman some very exciting developments coming up next month. Very soon, we're about to release on our website information about singing telegrams. You can order your own sung form of love to your loved one. There will be 6 different Montana singers that you can choose from to either perform for you over the phone or via video, online video like Zoom or Google Duo or FaceTime. And for those of you who are familiar with Intermountain Opera Bozeman, you know that we also love the main stage artists that we've brought in from around the country over the past several decades of productions. And many of them, 9 of them, will also be available to sing for your loved one over Zoom or FaceTime or Google Duo. So check out our website soon. These singing telegrams start at just $50, and it'd be a really creative way to tell the one that you love them. They start February 6th and go on to February 14th, Valentine's Day.
That sounds really fun. You know, I used to do singing telegrams for Eastern Onion when I was in college.
Did you?
I did. I liked that. My favorite was when I wear my little French maid outfit. It was fun.
So, Mayor,
There's
now
more
that
to this story, but not for tonight.
well, now that Bozeman knows that you have experience in singing telegrams, what happens if someone wants to hire you to sing a telegram?
Well, you know, I might consider it, but it's gonna cost more than $50, and it will all be going to the Intermountain Opera. So,
Oh,
that is nice. Right?
that is very generous. That is
Yes.
very generous.
All right. What do we have next? We have 064.
Oh, 64, Tasha.
Well, this is a very famous aria that most of you will probably recognize. A very fun fact, cool thing about this role, the last time I got to work on it, I had the pleasure of working on it with Butte's Kurt Olds, who is a singer and also a director, and he was directing it in Utah Festival when I was there. So yeah, that's just a fun factoid. I don't have anything else for you. It's super famous. You should probably know it.
Brava.
Hey.
Lovely.
All right, Mayor.
Right, are we getting close? Anybody getting close? Yeah. Oh, another. Oh, sorry. G46. G46.
Chris, you're up.
Okay, so this musical is from a very famous, well-known legend. It involves some knights that belong to a table that's not square.
That's good.
And could I leave you running merrily through the snow, or on a wintry evening when you catch the fire's glow?
Bravo, sir.
Bravo.
Bravo.
I think people just want to hear you guys sing, so nobody's going to win. They're just wait. They just want to wait. They just want to hear more and more. That would be me. Okay, we got N43. N43.
N43. Oh, Tasha, you're up again.
Well, this is a very sad and very serious song about a shipwrecked girl who does not deserve to be shipwrecked. And it's very unfair. And she's asking for help, and not even God will help her. It's really sad.
Cruda sorte, camortiano, questo il premio di mia fe. Non verror, terror, ne affanno, pari a quel chi in me. Per te sola, a mio rindoro, io mi trovo in tal peridio. Da chi spero, oddio consiglio, oddio consiglio, chi conforta mi darà.
Woo! Very nice.
Brava.
And Tasha, your L'Italiana gave us our first bingo of the night. Congratulations to Aaron Holmes. Aaron,
Oh,
I know Aaron from my Boston days. How do you know Aaron, Chris?
are you sure it's the same Aaron?
Oh, that's a good point. Aaron Holmes, if it's Aaron Holmes that one of us knows, you won. Congratulations. Please be sure to email your winning card to Jackie@intermountainopera.org. We still have one more prize to go. So we're going to continue and keep playing. Mayor.
Alrighty, our next number is B5. B5.
B5. Isabelle.
All right. Okay, so this aria is about that moment where you know you're in the wrong and you're trying to make amends. And speaking of that, the very first time I performed this, I collaborated with the wonderful Greg Hilfman. And as I walked into the room to introduce him, I reached out my hand and went, today I will be performing with George Hoffman. No, Greg Hoffman. No, Hilfman, Greg Hilfman. And thank goodness the wonderful Greg forgave me, and I went on to perform this aria. So without further ado, asking for forgiveness. Here you go.
Brava! Brava!
Beautiful.
And I'm happy to report we have our second bingo of the evening. Thomas, well done, sir.
Nice.
You deserve it. I am so grateful and just filled with pride. Thank you all for being part of this. For those of you watching at home, if you liked what you saw tonight, I would like to ask you to consider giving a gift to Intermountain Opera Bozeman. You can find information about donations on our website. This season, as you may know, we are thinking outside of the box and taking opera off-road. And it's gifts like yours that make that possible. So please consider giving. Also, if you liked what you saw and heard tonight, please follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and definitely, before you leave this evening, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. The button should be right there or there somewhere. Definitely subscribe. So many thanks to our artists, Caitlyn, Isabelle, Tasha, Michael, Chris. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor Cindy Andrus. Such an honor to have you with us. Thank you. Thanks also to our friends at the Wine Gallery and Townshend's Tea House for providing our prizes for the evening. And thank you, as always, to our amazing season sponsors. We'll see you again soon. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.